Hey, ready for today's drama update? Because the brother and sister-in-law typed out 2 letters that are 6 pages combined and sent it to Stephen only. And Stephen, not addressed to both of us, just Stephen, even though his brother said, let's talk this out between us. Now that he's not getting away with it, he wants his wife in the middle of it. But only Stephen, not me included. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, my brother-in-law stole our photographer out of our wedding reception to get personal photos done of his own family, and we're not having it. We spoke up about it, and brother-in-law is pissed off. I have been spilling all the tea because it's absolute bullshit, and I'm not going to read the whole letter. I don't even know if I want to read the wife's letter on here because it was such gaslighting, manipulative bullshit that you can smell the kerosene off the pages. But we'll see. We'll see what you guys demand. I am going to throw up the brother's letter on screen, and I'm going to read the first and last paragraph so that you guys can tell me if this fucking sociopath comes off as sincere and if this is apologetic to you. Stephen, I will apologize for my tone at the beginning of the message. However, we were completely blindsided by everything, the TikTok, the meeting you had with mom and dad, and in fact the animosity you seem to hold towards us, like he didn't just express a ton himself. However, just as I have not lived with you in 2 years, neither have you lived with me. You have no idea how I have changed in the past 2 years either. I am growing into the person I want to be, and when I have failings, I correct those shortcomings. I wasn't aware of the issues you seem to have with Shannon and I, so I could not correct those issues. The lack of awareness of any problems was not through any fault of mine. Do you see the bullshit dripping off of that? Just insane. Like, I can't help but laugh because it's so fucking narcissistic. And also, oh yeah, I've grown and I accept my shortcomings now, but I'm not going to accept any of this. And again, you can go back and pause and read all of that bullshit on your own. And then the last paragraph. I don't know where we go from here. I don't want any strife in the family, and believe it or not, we have had no ill will towards you or McGann. Maybe if some of these issues had been brought to our attention sooner, we wouldn't be where we are now, but that isn't what happened. I hope we can resolve the issues between us, David. And I'm no longer going to refer to them as D and Essie. They want to be punk-ass bitches. They can be called out by name. Hi, honey. Gloves off, scorched earth. I don't give a fuck. But the wife's letter basically called me a liar, said the whole conversation where she said very damning things to me about the miscarriage we had. Oh, that didn't happen. And she's, oh, Stephen, you know me. You know me. And even he's reading that going, no, I don't. But seriously, the whole tone of that brother's message, and especially that last paragraph, is I'm willing to let this all go, but you have to resubmit. Come on. Come on, motherfucker. And for the sister-in-law to not even be like, oh no, that got misconstrued, she misunderstood, but to completely deny the conversation ever happened when it's been seared into my brain and I remember it like it happened 5 fucking minutes ago. Like, no, that is an absolute non-starter. I hope you die in agony, bitch. She had me in her car that she insisted and kept inviting me. Come on, let's go to Aldi. Let's go to Aldi. Let's go to Aldi. Had me in her car driving back to her house. And I'm just like, I'm so frustrated with this situation. The miscarriage has been so hard. We have all these issues going on. We have like a week to decide with the doctor if we're going to do something. And like Stephen doesn't want to like commit to a decision. And she looks at me and goes, while driving, that's because Stephen never wanted that baby. He was just forced into it. And now she's going to try to put it in a letter. You know what? Let's put up the fucking letters. Why not? Let's put her on blast and bring her into the Hall of Shame as well, because I'm so sick of this shit. And again, you're going to have to pause to read these because they're goddamn ridiculous. But out of what? Something probably like 30 issues that my husband brought up to them, there's not one that they take accountability for. They either purposefully miss the point and twist it into something else like, hey, you didn't tell us you weren't going to host Thanksgiving. Well, we told people at this family event day. And it's like, okay, but we weren't there because that was the day my car got stolen. So nobody told us anything. It's like, well, you're just begrudging me trying to go see my father who got divorced from my mother when I was 6. Like, nobody said that, bitch. Like, nobody said that. We said, hey, you are excluding us and not telling us what's going on with things. That's what was said. That is what you're refusing to address. You're trying to twist it into different issues. And so many issues they didn't even touch on, which were ones that they were held dead to rights. There was no apology to me for being blamed for everything under the sun by David. At best, we got the apology of, well, I shouldn't have used that tone in my original message. But you don't apologize for any of the words that came out of your tone. So how sincere is that really? Nope, not doing it. These people are dead to me. I don't even think they warrant a response, and my husband and I are kind of back and forth on that right now as to whether or not they do. I don't think they deserve any more response, because Stephen laid his heart out and told them, these things happen, these things are bothering me, and they just wrote back saying, "Nuh-uh," or "I'm sorry, you misunderstood everything." Like, fuck them so hard. May their life be filled with other people who treat them as terribly as they treated us. Because I'm not putting up with it, and especially not the shit with Shannon going, "I couldn't imagine being upset that somebody else found joy at my wedding by getting personal photos done." Like, okay, but you know what? You stole our photographer without asking and lied about it, and every time you guys try to recount what happened from your side, it's a completely different fucking story, which means you're all fucking lying. Whereas I have very consistently said from the start, Shannon said this a week after I had a miscarriage. Very consistently said that over and over and over again, because it's seared into my brain. And not to mention, if you found out, hey, so-and-so has been so hurt by what you said, would you not want to sit down with so-and-so or have a conversation with so-and-so and find out what happened if you didn't actually say it, and you know, clear the air, make it better? Most people would, I think. She just decided to go to my husband and talk to him and not me, even though it happened between she and I, and she's a full of shit, two-faced liar. And even with the photographer thing, no, I don't blame the photographer, because this was a friend of mine. I know her very well. I know she did not do anything against me spitefully. And I know that she has been in some very abusive situations to where it's kind of intimidating when a 6-foot-something man gets up in your personal space and won't leave you alone about something. So I don't blame her for the photos, but yes, I have them. I own them, and those fuckers are never going to see them. Like, gone. Absolutely gone, those photos. But like, even with the photographer bit, David and Shannon have not gone to my photographer friend to find out what happened. Like, hey, where's the miscommunication? What broke down? This is what we saw. Like, this is what we thought. What's going on from your end? Because, you know, we want to resolve this. No, they just keep changing the story every time it comes up. And the end of that story is always, you guys are the problem. You guys are too sensitive. So, you know, fuck them so hard. Again, hope they both go in very unpleasant, painful ways.